to all. Prostrating at the lotus feet of Brahmanishta Shrotriya Sadguru Swami Virajeshwara Saraswati on behalf of all of us and the entire Guru Parampara. Today's discourse on Viveka Chudamani will continue. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswati Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Sri Shankaracharya Matmam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavanta Punah Punah Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham Nama Bhagavate Virajeshwaraya Hari Om. Hodasala Acharya Shankara Bhagavad Padara Viveka Chudamaniಯಲ್ಲಿ 379ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು 380ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಿಂದ 379 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮತ್ತೆ 376ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು 377ನೇ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. So we had stopped at the verse number 376 last time in the Vivek Chudamani. And from 377 onwards today, the discourse will continue. As this is purely based on, again, once in a way I'll be repeating this point. This discourse is inspired and mainly based on the commentary given by Sri Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswamigal on the Viveka Chudamani, the Pontiff and Jagadguru of Sringeri Sharada Peetham. The last time, the shloka was big enough with the 4 charanas. The last charana, last line is so important because Acharya here totally, in all with earnest feeling, he gives the highest Upadesha which have already been enshrined in the Upanishads to the Shishya, to the disciple, to the Uttamadikari. ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಈ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ ಸಲ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಶಿಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಆತ್ಮನಿ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾಂ ಕುರುಷ್ವ, ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ landline point here to remember the previous shloka. Atmani prajñam kurushva tvam drushtasi tvam amalosi tvam nirdvaya param brahmasi vastutaha. These are the key points last chapter. I repeat. Atmani prajñam kurushva tvam drushtasi tvam amalosi tvam nirdvaya param brahmasi yat vastutaha. Vastutaha means in reality. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಶಿಷ್ಯ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಗಂಭೀರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಗುಹ್ಯತಮವಾದಂಥ ಸತ್ಯವಾದಂಥ ವಚನವನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ವಸ್ತುತಃ means that in reality, absolutely speaking, I am telling you the truth, my dear disciple. Vastutah, in reality, tvam drushtasi, you are the seer. Tvam amalosi, you are the purest of the pure awareness. You are the purest of the pure prajna. You are the purest of the pure chit. That jnana itself, that knowledge itself. Tvam nirdvaya param brahmasi. And Acharya says finally, Tvam nirdvaya param brahmasi. So ultimately, you are that one and the only, ekam eva advitiyam, one and the only Vastu, that absolute, that primordial, unmanifest, absolute, what is called in Vedanta as Parabrahma, Paramatma, Paramatma Tattva, Ishwari Tattva, godly principle, cosmic principle, all these. So you are that Parabrahma only. You are that Paramatma Vastu only. Remember, that is Acharya is telling in this. That was covered last time. ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದ ಕೊನೆಯ ಚರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳಿರುವುದು ಮೂಲವಾಗಿ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳ ಸಾರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಗಹನವಾದ, ಗಂಭೀರವಾದ, ರಹಸ್ಯವಾದ, ಜ್ಞಾನಮಯವಾದ, ಜ್ಞಾನಪ್ರದವಾದ 4 ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಮಹಾಮಂತ್ರಗಳು ಅಥವಾ 4 ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ನಿರ್ದೇಶನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. 4 ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳು ಯಾವುದು? ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯಗಳಿದೆ, 4 ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಯಾವುದು 4? ತತ್ವಮಸಿ, ಅಯಮಾತ್ಮ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ, ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ. These are the 4 pillars, Mahavakyas, most important statements in the Upanishads. And the summary of all the 4 Mahavakyas, Acharya has introduced here. Tattvamasi is an instructive type Mahavakya, where the Sadguru tells the Shishya that you are that only. Tvam tattasi. You are that only, nothing else. Nothing else. All these things Acharya has covered earlier. He has described, he has beautifully analyzed the nature of Tat, the nature of Tvam, very clearly, lucidly, in the Vivek Chudamani. That we have already covered. So you are that only. Prajnanam Brahma, a point to experience. What is a prajnanam? Prajnanam means that total awareness, that total chit, that cosmic principle called chit shakti. All these names and names. That nothing but pure jnana. It is a pure reality. It is nothing but the chit, nothing but sat. So that is prajnana, prajnanam Brahma. So that jnana itself is Parabrahma Vastu. Prajnanam Brahma. Ayam Atma Brahma, if you take another Mahavakya of Upanishads, Ayam Atma Brahma. That means in simple, this Atma is nothing but Brahma only. Ayam Atma Brahma. Ayam Atma Brahma. Upanishad Mahavakya. Why it is called Ayam here? That preface added. The first word Ayam Atma. So this Atma, what is this here? This means that which is shining inside, that which is eternally present inside our subtle body, inside the gross body and subtle body, inside the physical body and the subtle body, within the 5 Panchakoshas, that which is present, that invisible, present inside only, in the cave of the heart, the Vedantic words, not the literal sense of your muscular heart. In the cave of Buddhi, sometimes it is called in Vedanta. So within the Buddhi, Vijnanamaya Kosha, as a Sakshi Swarupa, it is always present, eternally shining, eternally radiating. Self-shining it is called. Self-reflecting it is called. It reflects everything, and the Buddhi, being the closest Jada Padartha, The buddhi is also reflected by the presence of Atma. So that is why called I am Atma Brahma. So this Atma is nothing but Brahma only. This Atma is nothing but that Sanatana, Purna, Avyakta, unmanifest, Nirvishesha, Nirguna, Parabrahma Vastu. In our language, Atma, nothing but God only. I am Atma Brahma. Then another Mahavakya is Aham Brahmasmi. This Mahavakya of Upanishad, Aham Brahmasmi, literally means I am that Brahma. I am that Brahma only. I am that God only. The moment this Mahavakya is uttered by a Sadguru or a sage, there is a possibility people will confuse this. They equate that to their body only, Sharira only. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham here doesn't mean to the ego, doesn't mean to the personality, doesn't mean to your individuality. It does not refer to your body. It does not refer to the mind. It does not refer to your swabhimana, your individuality existing. It does not refer to the status. It does not refer to whether you are male or female, whether you are rich or poor. It doesn't refer to your body-mind complex at all. So people sometimes always get confused. They will, number of times they will ask the question, how do you say Aham Brahmasmi? Are you God? See, when the question puts in this way, when an onlooker puts a question, say for example to me, now he will say, how do you declare that Aham Brahmasmi? How do you say you are Brahma? So in the question itself, see, the narrative is totally deluded narrative. It is influenced by the Maya. The reality is not known. So the question itself is absurd. Now, I cannot say in the literal sense as the questioner puts in, how do you say you are Brahma? No, I am not the Brahma. That is the answer. Then why do you say Aham Brahmasmi? The answer for that is, Aham Brahmasmi does not refer to the body, mind, complex. As long as the delusion, the effect of Maya is there, as long as Sharira Abhimana is there, as long as identifying myself as a body, it is persisting till the last breath, till the last day of the death. This will never be understood. So this body mind cannot become Aham Brahmasmi. No. Only by the grace of God or Sadguru. Only by His grace and by Purvajanma Punya Bala, if the spiritual journey is undertaken with all conviction, with proper Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana in our English, for our sake, let us just simply put it as meditation. ಗುರುವಿನ ಉಪದೇಶಗಳ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಶ್ರವಣ ಮನನ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಅವುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮೆಲಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಸಂದೇಹ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಹಾಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಧ್ಯಾನದ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಮುಂದುವರೆಸಿದ್ದಾದರೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಗುರುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಶರಣಾಗತನಾದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನಲ್ಲಿ ಶರಣಾಗತನಾಗಿ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತ ಅಥವಾ ಈಶ್ವರನ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಸಮಾಧಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ತಲುಪಬಹುದು. ಮನಸ್ಸು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬಹುದು, ವಾಸನಾಕ್ಷಯ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬಹುದು, ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ, ಸದ್ಗುರು ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೆನಪಿಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ, ಭಕ್ತಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಪಯಣದ ರಹಸ್ಯ. ಆತ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಕೊನೆಯ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇದು ಸ್ವಯಂ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದು ತಪ್ಪು, ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾನು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಅರಿವಾಯಿತು, ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆ ಆತ್ಮವೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಾಗಿದೆ, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನೇ ಆ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ಭಾವ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರದ ಕೊನೆಯ ಹಂತ. ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಜನಗಳ ಎದುರಿಗೆ, ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೆದುರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಚಾರದ ಆಸೆಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ವಿಷಯವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಯೂ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಜ್ಞಾನವಂತನಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನನಗೆ ಆತ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಯಾವ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಯೂ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇರೋದು ಒಂದೇ ವಸ್ತು. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಸರ್ವಾತ್ಮ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ಮಯನಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಂತ ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಜ್ಞಾನೋತ್ಪತ್ತಿಯ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಯಂ ನೇರ ಅನುಭವ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ. ಈ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಮಹಾವಾಕ್ಯದ ಒಳ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ ಅಹಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ಮಿ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್, what can be called as in our simple English as culmination of all the direct experience at the time of realization. At the time of realization, at the time of realizing my true nature, this Mahavakya becomes clear and clear as own personal experience, that I am that only, I am that Brahma Swarupa only. What earlier Upanishad said, you are that. What is that? That means Paramatma. That means Ishvara. That means godly concept. That means unmanifest, nirvishesha, nirvikalpa, parabrahma. There is only one. There is only one. There is only one. No other. No second. So I am that parabrahma vastu. So that is the final culmination of the path of realization. Now we'll go to the today's लक्ष्ये ब्रह्मणि मानसं दृढतरं संस्थाप्य बाहेन्द्रियं स्वस्थाने विनिवेश्य निश्चलतनुः चोपेक्ष्य देहस्थितं ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमुपेत्य तन्मयतया चाखण्डवृत्त्या निशम् ब्रह्मानन्दरसं पिबात्मनि मुदा शून्यैर्भ्रमैः. Fairly longer shloka with this verse with 4 charanas, 4 lines. Lakshye brahmani manasam dhrudataram samsthapya bahyendriyam swasthane viniveshya nischalatanuh chopeksha dehasthitim brahmatmaikyamupetya tanmayataya chakhandavruttya nisham ब्रह्मानन्दरसं पिबात्मनि मुदा शून्यैर्भ्रमैः. The last charana, the key phrase, the last one, in the last charana, Acharya puts it as a question to the disciple. Look, my dear disciple, my dear Vatsa, kim anyair-brahmaihi shunyaihi. Kim anyair-brahmaihi shunyaihi. Key phrase. Shunyaihi kim anyair-brahmaihi. My dear disciple, why do you grapple in the dark? Why do you wade in the darkness full of tamas? Why do you get deluded? Why are you enchanted by this Maya called creation? Why are you so much attached to the insentient, these associations in life, that they are permanent? Why are you attracted towards Vishayas? Why are you attracted towards your attachment with your kids and kins only, saying that they are only mine, others are not mine? So all these brahmas, all the illusions, why? What for? they will further bind you in the samsara. They will further tie you up in the samsara. They will bind you so firmly in this ocean called samsara, in the river called samsara. You will never come up. You will never come up. You will never reach the shore. So birth, death, rebirth cycle goes on and on because you are caught up in the delusion. Brahma. Shunyaihi, Anyair, Brahmaihi, Kim. Why are you caught up? Wake up. Wake up, my dear disciple. There is a point Acharya mentions. Lakshe Brahmani Manasam Drudataram Samsthapya Bahindriyam Swasthane Viniveshya Nischala Tanuho. Now, in the shloka, fairly long, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಧ್ಯಾನದ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆ, ಧ್ಯಾನದ ವಿಧಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸುಖಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಏಕಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ನೇರವಾಗಿ, ಲಂಬವಾಗಿ 90 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ತ್ರಿಕೋಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಹ ನೆಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂಥ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸಾಧಾರಣ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸ್ಥಿರವಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸುಖಾಸನ. ಆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಬಿಗಿ ಹಿಡಿದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳನ್ನ ಬಿಗಿ ಹಿಡಿದು ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಆಯಾ ಇಂದ್ರಿಯಗಳು ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ಯೋಚನೆ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಹೊರಗಿನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ತನ್ಮಯತೆಯಿಂದ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಧ್ಯಾನವನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಸ್ತು, ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ವಸ್ತುವಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಏಕಾಗ್ರತೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ನಾನು ಈ ದೇಹನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ಮಯತೆಯಿಂದ, ಏಕಾಗ್ರತೆಯಿಂದ ಧ್ಯಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಸ್ವಸ್ಥಾನೇ ವಿನಿವೇಶ್ಯ ನಿಶ್ಚಲತನು ಉಪೇಕ್ಷ ದೇಹಸ್ಥಿತಿ, ದೇಹದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಭಿಮಾನವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಶರೀರದ ಅಭಿಮಾನವನ್ನೇ ತೊರೆದು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಿಶ್ಚಲವಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಹಿರ್ಮುಖ ಆಗಿರಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮನಸ್ಸು ಸ್ವಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮವಸ್ತುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರೀಕೃತವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಈ ಧ್ಯಾನದ ವಿಧಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೀಗಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಶರೀರವನ್ನು ನಿಶ್ಚಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಶರೀರ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಗಮನ ಕೊಡದೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾತ್ಮ ಏಕತ್ವ ಭಾವವನ್ನು ಧರಿಸಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅಖಂಡಾಕಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಿನ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ನೀನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದ ರಸವನ್ನ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಕುಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದ ರಸಂ ಪಿಬ ಆತ್ಮನಿ ಮುದಾ, ಆತ್ಮನಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದ ರಸಂ ಪಿಬ ಆತ್ಮನಿ ಮುದಾ, ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದ ರಸವನ್ನ ಕುಡಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀನು ಆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದವನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸು, ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲೇ ಅನುಭವಿಸು. ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಏಕಾಗ್ರತೆಯಿಂದ ದೇಹವನ್ನ ನಿಶ್ಚಲಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಅನ್ನೋ ಭಾವ, ಅಖಂಡಾಕಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ತೈಲದ ಹಾರೆ ಏಕವಾಗಿ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ವರೂಪ, ನಾನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದೇಹ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆತ್ಮ. ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು? ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಬೇರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಆ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮ ಏಕತ್ವ ಭಾವ ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ವಾತ್ಮ ಭಾವ. ಇದನ್ನು ನೀನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಶ್ಚಲತೆಯಿಂದ, ತನ್ಮತೆಯಿಂದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾನಂದವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಶ್ಲೋಕ is 377 we are starting. So what he says, Acharya, here in the shloka, he's giving out basically in simple way the method of meditation. The simple method of meditation, nididhyasana prakriya, dhyana prakriya, is rolling out to the disciple. What he says here, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಿ ಮಾನಸಂ ದೃಢತರಂ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪ್ಯ ಬಾಹೇಂದ್ರಿಯಂ ಸ್ವಸ್ಥಾನೇ ವಿನಿವೇಶ್ಯ ನಿಶ್ಚಲತನುಃ ಚ ಉಪೇಕ್ಷ್ಯ ದೇಹಸ್ಥಿತಿ. Without bothering much about the comfort or discomfort of your body, physical body, sit at one place. Develop that asana siddhi, as our Gurudev used to say. cultivate the habit of sitting at one place for a specific amount of time without bothering about the discomfort or comfort of the body, the physical body. Upeksha deha sthitim. Don't bother about your body, physical body. Sit quietly. Control all your motor senses and the 5 jnanendriya, sensory organs. Close your eyes. Let your ears, you have to control that your ears should not hear outside sounds. Close your mouth. Let anything happen, you should not even talk. Be silent. And above all, mind. Fix the mind in Brahmani. Fix the mind in Paramatma only. Establishing firmly the mind in the goal. What is the goal? The goal is I must know my reality. I must know my real nature. Who am I? So fix that. Who am I? Really, am I body? Am I mind? Or I am something else? As Upanishads call, am I the Atma Swarupa myself? Am I that Brahma Swarupa? So contemplate on that. Fix the mind on Parabrahma. Fix the mind on Paramatma in our simple language. Fix the mind on the God. Even if it is Sakara Saguna Rupa. Because meditating on Nirakara Brahma is not possible to majority. So always you need a prop, you need a support. So fix your mind on Sakara, Ishtadevata. It can be anything. Fix our mind on the Paramatma, Ishtadevata Rupa, Sakara Parabrahma Rupa, Saguna Rupa, with all devotion, with all Shraddha, with all Bhakti, pouring out, and with total Sharanagati, surrender. So without surrender, without Bhakti, without determination, without that devotion, meditation cannot continue. So that is how when Acharya says, Lakshe Brahmani Manasam Drudataram means establish firmly your mind in the goal. Mind in the Paramatma himself, Brahmas, Parabrahma Vastu, Saguna Paramatma himself, Ishvara himself, your Ishtadevata, Aradhya Devata himself. Control all your sensory organs. Put all your motor organs at rest. Let the body be at rest. Let it not move. Sit at one place. So don't bother to safeguard the body. Be unmindful of your body, physical body, and try to totally concentrate and try to attain the oneness with Atma and Brahman. Try to visualize that you are the Atma Swarupa and the Atma Swarupa nothing but Brahma Swarupa. So there is no difference between Atma and Paramatma. So you have to visualize, you have to concentrate, you have to contemplate, you have to reflect upon very deeply in the process of meditation. How nice and easy to say all these words. The words remain words only. Ultimately, I laugh. I laugh because the words are coming out from the mouth without knowing whether these words are reaching the opposite person who is sitting and listening, the initial spiritual aspirants. Because words ultimately will not convey. Words always fail. Words always fail. Upanishad itself says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasas. By words we cannot convey Paramatma. By words we cannot explain Samadhi state. By words we cannot explain what is meditation, what is deep meditation, what is contemplation, what is manana, what is reflection, what is nididhyasana. But for the sake of communication, we have to use these words. There is no other way. No other way. So when the mind gears up, when there is total sharanagati, We have to completely surrender. When I don't know anything, I have to surrender at the feet of God or at the feet of Sadguru. Show me the way, my dear Gurudeva. Show me the way, my dear Ishtadevata, my dear Aradhya Devata. Paramatma, show me the way. I am ready to offer myself. See, how much to say? Hours together we can say. This is what Acharya is hinting in a simple. Brahmatmaikyat, Brahmatmaikyamupetya tanmayataya. Cha akhanda vrutya nisham. Akhanda vrutya anisham. With akhandakara, brahmakara feeling. That means, see, what is it? Akhanda vritti? Becoming one with it. Brahmakara, akhanda vritti. Without any division. Becoming one with Brahma. That is akhandakara vritti. With the infinite expanse of the conscious mind, becoming one with Parabrahma Vastu, one with Paramatma, one with Atma. Again words. The words fail here to convey properly, or it may be like this. I am unable to say because I am not an expert, I am not a scholar, I don't know Sanskrit. Maybe all these things. So here, attaining identity with the oneness or Brahma. Brahmatmaikyam upetya tanmayataya. Tanmayataya means with the total concentration, like the highly dense viscous oil when you pour from a bottle, it falls down slowly when you pour like a single line without any break. Oil droplets, so viscous with highest surface tension. They're all clubbed together, so it looks like a single dhara, without any break. So that is what tanmayataya. When you burn a wick or a flame in a nirvata condition where the wind is not blowing, the flame doesn't flicker at all. You must have seen that. Even if a slight wind blows, the flame, burning flame will flicker. So the steady, still nature of the flame, the mind should be like that. Steady and still. No distraction, no other thoughts. Mind should rest on God only. Mind should contemplate on God only. Mind should think on God only. Though that is what is called Brahmatmaikyam upetya tanmayataya akhanda vrutya anisham. Akhanda vrutya cha anisham. Anisham means always. Akhanda vritti. With akhandakara vritti andrenu. ಎಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡದೆ ಒಂದೇ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ಮಯತೆಯಿಂದ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಚಿಂತನೆ ವಿಷಯ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮನಸ್ಸು. ಅದು ಅಖಂಡಾಕಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿ ತನ್ಮಯತೆ ಅಂತ ಧ್ಯಾನದ ವಿಧಿ. ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಒನ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ಫೈನೈಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. When the mind infinitely expands with the consciousness, so that then the mind becomes pure and it attains that Brahmakara Vritti. Till that mind will not attain. Mind is fickle. Mind moves here and there. Thoughts will come. The moment you sit for meditation, all thoughts will come. Hundreds of thoughts will come. So the thoughtlessness nature of the mind, stillness of the mind, that results in akhandakara, brahmakara. That's what Acharya is hinting. In the shloka, he is ultimately explaining the method of real meditation. And then he says, then once your mind enters into that akhandakara vritti or brahmakara vritti, then brahmanandarasam pipa atmani muda. Then muda, with the feeling of the joy, the feeling of ecstasy, with the feeling of euphoria. drink the nectar of Brahmananda, Acharya tells the Shishya. Brahmananda rasam piba atmani. Within yourself, you become one with your own self. You realize the Atman within your own self. You realize the Brahma Padartha within your own self. You realize that you are that Atma, and that Atma is nothing but Paramatma within your own self. So that is the culmination called the ocean of bliss, the superfluous joy which surpasses all your pleasures and happiness in the material world. This is the real joy, the real happiness, everlasting, never exhausting. It will never exhaust. It will never go away. So that permanently at the highest level, that joy is called as Brahmananda. That is a real bliss. It is called. So enjoy that real bliss. Drink that nectar of real bliss. Brahmananda rasam piba atmani muda. How beautifully Acharya uses the word. He says, you drink that Brahmananda rasa. No better than Acharya can. He being such a prolific writer and a great poet of par excellence. Not only Acharya is Brahma Swarupa, Shiva Swarupa, he is Sarvajna, Sarvatma Swarupa. He is known as greatest of the great poets also. Remember, if you go through the poetic style, the beautiful narration, the alankara, he has used similes and metaphors he has used in the poems, the long poems called Saundarya Lahari, Shivananda Lahari, or Mohamudgara, or Dakshinamurti Stotra. How much beautiful similes he has used, metaphors he has used. So he says, drink the nectar of Brahmananda here. Means what? You realize your own true nature and be happy eternally, permanently, without an iota of doubt, losing the body, mind, consciousness, detaching and knowing the real nature. No more you will be deluded. No more you will be enamored or attached, or you are attracted to any of the worldly pleasures, worldly joy. So that's what he says. Shunyaihi kimanyair bhamai. Kimanyair bhamai shun. Then where is the question of you being attached to the world, worldly pleasure, worldly joys, worldly things, pleasurable things? No more you are attached, because you have reached the highest state of Brahmananda, supreme bliss. It is higher than the normal pleasure, joy of worldly life. So when you become epitome of Brahmananda itself, what is it? Then you will never be attracted by, or you will be never deluded by the worldly pleasures. That is the meaning here. So why do you have develop all this notion? Why are you bothered about the futile illusions, Brahma? They will not bother you anymore. So forget about it. So that is the point. That is the point Acharya says. Next, simple shloka. Continues. He continues the same point. Anatma chintanam tyaktva kashmalam dukkha karanam chintayatmana chintayatmanam rupam yanmukti karanam. Anatma chintanam tyaktva kashmalam dukkha karanam chintayatmanam anandarupam yanmukti karanam. Very straightforward, very simple shloka. What he says here. ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಕೊಳಕು ಅಶ್ಮದಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ದುಃಖಕ್ಕೂ ಕಾರಣವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ಜಡ ಪದಾರ್ಥವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ, ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭಿಮಾನವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ಚಿಂತನೆಯನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ದೇಹವೇ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಧ್ಯಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿಗೂ ನಿನ್ನ ಆನಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಆನಂದ ರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಆನಂದ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನ ಕುರಿತು ಚಿಂತಿಸಪ್ಪ ಶಿಷ್ಯ. ಈ ಅನಾತ್ಮ ಚಿಂತನೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್, giving up all your thoughts of anatma vastu. Giving up thoughts means don't identify with anatma, like the body, the mind, the things, the objects, the world, the people. See, they are all anatma, means they are perishable. They are perishable. Today everything is there, tomorrow they will vanish. Whether it is a sentient object, insentient object, anything, whether they are our people, his sentience, or this body, or friends, or foes, whatever it is, whole srishti, everything, it appears today to be real, but really they are unreal in the adhyatma sense. In the parimarthik sense, they are unreal. Why? They are jada, because they are ashashvat. They are not eternal. They transform, they change, and one day they die, one day they disappear. So, what Acharya says, giving up all your thoughts on the anatma vastu, objects of anatma, centenary and insentient things about the world. Give up all the attachments. This is nothing but kashmalam dukkha karanam. So it is impure and it gives you grief. The more you get attached to sensuous objects, the more you get attached to pleasurable things, pleasurable objects, the more you attach towards money, the more you are attached towards wealth, the more you are attached to only your kith and kins, thinking that they are mine, others are not mine. So if you are more attached to your own people than others, without bothering, the whole world is the play of, without knowing that without, in other words, without developing sarvatma bhava. Only some people are mine, others are not mine. This is mamakara. So give up all such feelings, give up mamakara, give up attachment, give attachment to anything in life. Don't be too much attached, because they ultimately result in grief and sorrow. You are put into sorrow because of these things. Kashmalam dukkha karanam. So with that, anatma chintanam tyaktva. Chintaya atmanam anandarupam mukti karanam. Chintaya atmanam anandarupam mukti karanam. So you are that real atma swarupa, which is nothing but ananda swarupa. And thereby you are liberated once you first hand directly perceive this, that you are atma swarupa. So it results in liberation. The moment we are identified with atma swarupa, the moment the sharirabhimana goes away, the moment reality dawns, the moment I know who really I am, the moment I know my swaswarupa, my own real nature, that I am the atma swarupa, and this atma swarupa is nothing but brahma swarupa. There is no difference between atma and paramatma, atma and parabrahma vastu. Once that bhava, that feeling as a first-hand experience sets in, brahma atma ekatva bhava sets in, that results in liberation, mukti, Acharya says. That results in liberation again and again. Acharya is pinpointing. If you continue in this life thinking it is totally real, that means because of Maya, our mind is totally deluded. So we are bound completely, and we are born, we live, we struggle, work hard, try to make ends, try to make more money, try to meet both ends, try to discharge all responsibilities. And we, in the journey of life, we develop a lot of foes and friends, enemies. And the mind is always stressed out, always restless, always agitated, always in desire. And the moment of happiness always, there are very few in our life, here and there. But more than the moments of happiness, the moment of sorrow and grief, they engulf our mind completely. They will not vanish. They will not go away. They remain. So till last breath, we fight, we struggle, we worry, and we worry, and we worry all the time about tomorrow. What is going to happen tomorrow? What is going to happen to me? What is going to happen to my people? So how much money I can save? How much more money I should keep in my account? See, all these things. See, when these things take up the importance in our life, when they become primary focus in our life, our primary goal, we just lose the sight. So we die one day pathetically, miserably, totally, helplessly, as our Gurudev used to always say this point. Nowadays, in the age of Kali, in the 21st century, remember 99.9% people die in the hospital, on the hospital, where the nurses, paramedical staff, or the doctors are least bothered because they're highly non-emotional. They work there because the money they get. So they're least bothered about your mental comforts. They are not there to give you psychological therapy. They do their job and get away. They insert all the pipes. They give you injections and get away. They're least bothered to know what is happening in your mind. And you remain alone. You remain aloof. You remain fearful. So the moment you are at that stage, almost deathbed, mentally the death already sets in. And ultimately you die like a lone, forlorn individual without anybody at the bedside comforting you when you are taking last breath, because it happens in the hospital. So none of the people, none of the close, near ones, dear ones will be there at the time of death. Our Gurudev used to say. So majority will die in the hospital bed. And the hospital beds, God knows how many people have already died on the bed. So much of negative energy is filled in the atmosphere of the hospitals, ICU especially, special wards especially. So much negative energy. So that is a fate of the modern man. Our Gurudev used to say, lucky are the ones who die at their home peacefully in front of their kids and kids. Even to have a death in the home, God's grace should be there. Our Gurudev used to say this. Only by God's grace, ultimately, a few of you may die at your home on your own home turf, surrounded by your people. So that is how. So this, when you think, so liberation. So why liberation? Because no more birth. So once again, you are not born and go through all these stages. Same drama. Phases are different. The drama is same. Life, drama of the life continues. So Acharya is always hinting. Liberation. Mukti is important. That is the actual goal. See, mukti is not something outside you are getting. Something you are acquiring. All that is required is, I have forgotten my true nature. I should just remember. I should understand who I am really. It is so simple. But that simple thing cannot happen because God's grace is required. Guru's grace is required for. All that is required is, I should know who I am. So that no more rebirth. So that is realization. That is emancipation. That is mukti. Mukti andre ಏನು? ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಂಸಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಳಿ ಬಾರದ ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಜೀವನ ನಾಟಕವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ನೆರಳಾಡ್ತಾ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಸಾವುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ಜೀವನ ಮುಂದುವರಿಯೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಹೊರಬರೋದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಮುಕ್ತಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನರ್ಜನ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪನೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಶರೀರ ಇದ್ದಾಗಲೇ ಜೀವನ್ ಮುಕ್ತತೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. So you become a Jivan Mukta, you become a liberated soul still while you are living. So that is Advaita Siddhi, ultimately. Then he continues. Esha swayam jyotirashesha sakshi vijnana koshe virasatyajasram lakshyam vidhayen लक्ष्यं विधायेन सदसद्विलक्षणम् अखण्डवृत्त्या आत्मतयानुभावय एष स्वयं ज्योतिरशेषसाक्षी विज्ञानकोशे विलसत् अजस्रम् लक्ष्यं विधायेनम् असद्विलक्षणम् अखण्डवृत्त्या आत्मतयानुभावय. आत्मतया प्लस अनुभावय. Anubhavaya means think, experience. Yesha swayam jyoti ashesha sakshi vijnana koshe vilasati ajasram. Ajasram vijnana koshe vilasati yesha swayam jyoti ashesha sakshi. ಈ ಶ್ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಆತ್ಮನ ಗುಣಗಾನವನ್ನ, ಆತ್ಮನ ಲಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ. ಸ್ವಯಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಜ್ಯೋತಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಸರ್ವ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪನಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ಆತ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಾನೆ? ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಮಯ ಕೋಶ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಆತ್ಮನ ಆವಾಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ಒಳಗಡೆ. ಆತ್ಮನ ಸಾನ್ನಿಧ್ಯದಿಂದ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯೂ ಪ್ರಕಾಶಮಾನ ಬೆಳಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆತ್ಮನ ವಾಸಸ್ಥಾನ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಕಾಶವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಕಾಶಿಸುತ್ತಿರುತ್ತಾನೆ. ವಿಲಸತಿ ಅಜಸ್ರಂ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಕೋಶೆ ವಿಲಸತಿ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆತ್ಮ, where does insight you find? Within the Vijnanamaya Kosha, in the buddhi, in the intellect, it is always there, ever shining, ever lasting, and radiating totally by itself. It not only radiates itself, it also illuminates your buddhi, intellect. That is called Vijnanamaya Kosha. So the Atma resides in the cave of the buddhi. लक्ष्यं विधायेनम् असद्विलक्षणम् अखण्डवृत्त्या आत्मतयानुभावय. ಏನಂ ಅಸದ್ವಿಲಕ್ಷಣಂ ಅಖಂಡವೃತ್ತ್ಯ ಆತ್ಮತಯ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯಂ ವಿಧಾಯ ಅನುಭಾವಯ. ಸೊ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಸೇಸ್ ಇಂಜಂಕ್ಷನ್, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿ ಅಸತ್ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ಭಿನ್ನವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಕೇಂದ್ರೀಕೃತ ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಖಂಡಾಕಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಹೊಡೆದಾಕಿ ಒಂದೇ ಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮನನ್ನೇ ಕುರಿತು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡು ಅಖಂಡಾಕಾರ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ, ಈ ಆತ್ಮನೇ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ನಾನೇ ಆತ್ಮ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಎಂದು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಅನುಭಾವಯ. ಈ ಎಂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಶ್ಲೋಕ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಸೇಸ್ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಹಿಯರ್, this Atman is self-luminous, self-shining. So it is a witness of everything, Sarva Sakshi. It shines in the buddhi, in the intellect, in the cave of the intellect. So resting your mind on this Atma, which is different from Asadvastu, different from unreal. It is different, it is totally independent of all unreal Jada Padartha. The unreal Jada Padartha is called Anatma. It starts with your body and the entire creation. So what is Jada or unreal? Anatma Vastu. Your physical body, subtle body, your mind, buddhi, intellect, indriyas, and the entire creation. The sentient and non-sentient things, living and non-living. Everything comes under Anatma. The whole creation comes under Anatma. So, what he says, Acharya here, resting your mind on this Atma, which is totally different from the entire Anatma Vastu, unreal. So, you experience that. You ultimately experience this Atma Vastu, enjoy that. So, with Akhandakara Vritti, with total uninterrupted concentration, with unlimited consciousness, Akhanda, where there are no different parts, with unbroken chain of thoughts, concentrate on Atma during meditation. Concentrate wholeheartedly on Atma Swarupa, thinking that you are that Atma Swarupa, nothing else. You are not the body anymore, mind anymore. Repeatedly, I hear it. So, think that and experience finally by the grace of Guru. So, the final beatification occurs. Initial efforts are mine. Initial efforts are mine. Initial efforts you have to do, I have to do. With all sincerity, with the devotion and total Shraddha and surrender. Follow the instruction of Sadguru. We have to do. We have to sit. We have to meditate. We have to follow all the Upadesha correctly, precisely, without doubts. If doubts persist, we have to get it clarified from the Sadguru himself. With that, our effort should be tireless, continuous. No question of postponing. I will do it today half-heartedly. See, my journey in the spiritual fold, it's going on. Next 1 month, I am busy with my personal work, so I will stop. No more meditation, no more dhyana. My mind is busy with the work. It is not like that. It is not a part-time job. So it has to be a full-time job. Akhandakara vritti means, see, with unlimited vast expanse, without any breaks, unbroken, successive, constant chain of thought, centered on Atma Swarupa. 24/7, I would say, mind should be geared up to the point that I am the Atma Swarupa. Even in the waking state, or in the dream state, or in the full deep sleep state, only one Vastu, only one Sadvastu always reflects, radiates, shines without any change. It is a Sarvasakshi Bhuta. It is a prime witness to all the three states. The body undergoes, the mind undergoes so many changes, but the Atma, the self, will never undergo any change. It is a witness to your waking state, pure witness. It is a pure witness to your dream state. It is a pure witness to the deep sleep, Sushupti state. So this is, contemplation with unbroken stint of thoughts, Akhandakara vritti. So concentrate like that and think like that. That's what Acharya is hinting here. So you must always plan your, I should not use the word plan. You must always be aware of the correct fact that I am the Atma Swarupa. I am no more the body. It should be hammered. It should be hammered. The mind should be hammered. The buddhi is the nearest to the Atma. Vijnanamaya kosha is nearest to the Atma. Even though the buddhi is also jada, it goes away, vanishes along with the body after the death. In that sense, buddhi is also jada, but it is the nearest to the Atma because Atma reflects. That is how the buddhi decides what to do, what not to do, what is correct, what is not correct. Nishchayatmaka. So the buddhi has to give direction to the mind. So that is all initial efforts are like that. We have to strive really hard, though it is so simple. All that is required is I must know who I am. Really. In reality, I must know really who I am. Once it is known, nothing else is required. Nothing else is required. You don't even aspire that you should be liberated, because all those mental afflictions, mental ambitions, the mental goals, everything will vanish. Mind itself will vanish. Manonasha, in that sense. Ahamvrutti will go away. Kartutva, bhoktutva will go away. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer. That concept will go away. I am this body, I am the mind. That concept itself will go away. That is what is called manonasha, ultimately. So what happens then? There is nothing to say, nothing to reveal. So once you become realized, even ultimate truth is, even the feeling that you have realized, the feeling that you have realized the Atma, the feeling that you have realized the Brahma Padartha, the feeling that you are a Brahmajnani, even that will vanish. Please follow this statement very attentively. A real Brahmajnani will also go beyond the feelings, beyond the remembrance, beyond the memory. He will never utter that I am a Brahmajnani. He will forget that I am a Brahmajnani. This is the highest truth. So this is called liberation from the bondage. So with the Guru Sankalpa, here we are stopping today. Sri Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Namo Bhagavate Viraj.
Hari Om, sir. Sir, there is a question from Sri Krishnamurti Karnamji. He's asking what is the difference between Atma and Jiva. If you want to take up the question now, that is fine. Otherwise, next week, if you can answer, that is fine also.
Yeah. It can't be answered in one sentence. In one sentence, of course. Jiva word in the literal sense used, in the spiritual sense, the Jiva refers to sum total of the entire subtle body, Linga Sharira. Jiva, the invisible subtle body or Sukshma Sharira with the invisible 5 Panchendriyas, that is Jnanendriyas plus 5 Karmendriyas and Mano, Buddhi, Prana and Aham, all combined, and within that the Atma resides. So that is why Jiva is called as Jivatma. This is one aspect. The other aspect is the Jiva in short can be referred to Atma also. In short, because if you remove the periphery by Bhaga Lakshana, as Acharya calls, if you remove the outer upadhis, of the Jiva, ultimately Atma only will remain.
Yes.
If you remove the Karmendriya, subtle Karmendriya, subtle Jnanendriya, subtle mind, subtle ego, subtle buddhi, and the karmas associated with that, if you remove the kernel, only Atma will remain. So in that sense, sometimes in Vedanta, Jiva word also refers to Atma. It is equated to Atma. That's what Acharya calls Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha in his Vedanta Dindima, the famous Advaitic Siddhanta, what he propounded. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Jiva is nothing but Brahma, he says. So there Acharya means, Jiva means actual Jivatma. Not the entire Linga Sharira. Divide of all these things, ultimately the Atma. So Jiva can also be referred as Atma in that highest, as Acharya calls it.
So Atma plus all the shells is Jiva.
Yeah. You can put it like subtle body, Sukshma Sharira is called Jiva. Basically.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the enlightenment. This is coming together and connecting so well now. We went through all the koshas, and now how the koshas are connected to Atman is so beautiful.
The connecting, is Sutratma is prana. Prana.
Thank you, sir. Hari Om.
Hari Om.